What's up, YouTube? I feel like that's too so exciting for this video. So what's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be telling you guys my miscarriage story. So let's get it started. So me and my husband took a trip to Baltimore. We had a great weekend, you know what I'm saying? If you're married, you know what type of weekend we had without the kids. So later on down the line, it is like, I think it's like the beginning of December. Beginning of December or something like that. I can't remember the exact date right now. But I just started getting super sick. Like, I was just feeling really weird. I saw my skin was clearing up very, very good, and I didn't know what the heck I had did to change that. Like, how was this stuff just coming out of nowhere? I found out that I was pregnant. I found out I was 6 weeks in December because I had got the flu. But right before that, I found out I was pregnant because I took a test at home. And I just didn't know how far along I was. So when I got the flu, I went to the hospital. They gave me something called Tamiflu. They never told me that it was not good for pregnancy, anything like that. Nobody ever told me that. Not one time. Nothing. So I'm getting better from the flu. And I'm finally being able to get out the bed because I was throwing up constantly. So I found out I was pregnant, and then I came up to my first doctor's appointment. I went, and she basically told me I had hyperemesis grad, and I'll put the name right here so you know what it is. And I was just like, dang. So that's why I was so sick, and that's why I was losing so much weight, because I lost like a good 50 pounds. Just like within weeks because of me throwing up so much. I couldn't even drink water. When I say, like, I'm just like, can I just get a little sip, and then I'm like blah, 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 all day off that one sip of water. So, but before that, that's what it was so surprising, because before that I was feeling great. I didn't even feel like I was pregnant. So I was just so happy. I was just like, dang, I think this might be my girl, because we're both my boys. I was so terrible in the beginning. Like, I was so sick. And I was like, dang, I made it this far and ain't got no morning sickness or anything. So I just knew it was gonna be something different. So I'm sorry if you see me like looking at myself. It's just like I'm just trying to keep myself together. I'm like, girl, get yourself together. I'm sorry. Hold on. All right. So I'm just like, okay, now my sickness is going nowhere. My sickness is still here. What the hell is going on? So my doctor's appointment, she said I had hyperemesis grad. She sent me to the hospital to get fluids, because the first doctor's appointment, she didn't know how far along I was, so she couldn't give me Miscarriages yet, because I had told her about the fact that I didn't want to take the Zofran, because my first doctor, when I had my first son, told me not to take the Zofran until I was past 11 or 12 weeks, because that means my baby was fully formed. And like, it causes cleft lips if it's like too early. And so I didn't want to take that. So she was like, she wanted to find out how far along I was. So she told me to go get an ultrasound. Went to the ultrasound place that same day, and I found out I was 10 weeks and like 4 days, I think. And so the next week I had to come back. The next week I came back, and I came to the doctor, and I'm still sick. I literally threw up before I came in the building. Like, I was in the parking lot and I threw up. And I come in and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like so weak, so frail. And I'm just like, I hope my baby's fine, because I haven't been eating anything. I can't keep nothing down. Like, nothing, literally nothing can stay down. So at this point, I'm just waiting in the waiting room, and I go into my doctor's appointment, and the first thing she did, she did a Doppler on my belly. That's like the machine that they have, like the little probe at the bottom, and they put a little jelly on your belly just to hear the baby heartbeat. This is the first time she's doing this, right? So she is checking the baby heartbeat. She never told me the number. It was so surprising. She never told me the number. And I was looking for that number. I was waiting for that number to just come out of her mouth because I wanted to make a guess. Because this baby is supposed to be a surprise baby. Because we have 2 boys already. So if it's a girl, great. If not, great. Like, we really just want our girl though. So it could be done. And so she's like, but before she even came in there, she told me I had to pee in a cup. So she checked my ketones when she was inside the doctor's office with me, like inside the room with me. She checked my ketones, and she's like, my body was basically in ketosis, and I needed to go to the hospital to get hydrated because I literally had like a drop of pee in the cup because I haven't been drinking anything because everything was coming up. I was throwing up so much. So I went to the hospital to get hydrated, and I'm just sitting there like, oh man, I hope I get out in time because I have to pick my baby up from school. So I'm sitting there, and I got there at like 11 o'clock in the morning. No, it was like 10, 11 because my appointment was at 9, and she really didn't go that long in there, and she sent me straight to the hospital. So I went there, and I got to like 10, 11. And I didn't go pick up my husband because I just honestly didn't want him just sitting at the hospital all day for no reason. And I was just getting fluids. So I'm getting fluids, and they're giving me different nausea medicine because I'm so sick. And so they come in to check on the baby, and they did the Doppler again, and they not hearing the baby heartbeat. And I'm like, ma'am, I just heard my baby heartbeat this morning at the doctor. Like, what are you talking about? I literally just left my doctor's appointment. And she's like, oh, I'm not finding the baby's heartbeat on the ultrasound or hearing it. So I'm just like, is this lady crazy? Like, I just heard it this morning. Just this morning, 9 o'clock this morning. So I'm sorry, trying not to get too emotional here. Like, it's too much. So I'm just trying not to freak out. So I'm just like, this lady is crazy. Like, she's crazy. I literally just heard it this morning. And she's like, okay, we're gonna send you the ultrasound. We're gonna give you some more fluids because you're super, super dehydrated. And I'm like, okay. So they sent me down an ultrasound, and this lady, she was just being so weird because like she turned the screen and everything. I'm just like, why can't I see? What's the problem? What's going on? Like, can y'all let me know something? Like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, is everything good? Like, everything okay? She's like, oh, you'll have to find out all the results from the doctor. So I was like, okay, I understand it. Like, that's your procedure or whatnot. But then I'm just like, what's the big secret? So 7 o'clock. I'm still in the hospital because I've been there all day. They're running tests on me and all type of stuff. And I go to this what is it called? Observation. It's like basically they keeping an eye on you in those rooms. It's not like you're admitted to the hospital yet. So they was like, the nurse who was assigned to me, she came in the room and she was like, hey, did anybody come here to talk to you yet? And I'm like, no, I'm still waiting on any results or anything like that. She was like, well, I hate to be the one to tell you the news, but what they found was the fact they found that the baby didn't have a heartbeat, and the baby was measured at 9 weeks. So your baby essentially has been deceased for 2 weeks. That's why your body has been doing so much throwing up and I can't keep down water and stuff like that because my body is starting to try to regurgitate the baby to get the baby out. It's called a miscarriage. It's basically my baby's been dead inside my body for 2 weeks, and my body is trying to get rid of it because it knows already before I do. And I'm like, ma'am, how did this happen? Because I just heard my baby heartbeat this morning. And she's like, did she do an ultrasound? And I'm like, no, she didn't do an ultrasound. She just did the Doppler. She said 9 times out of 10, the heartbeat that you heard this morning was your own. It wasn't the baby's. So it was just like, I was so sad. I still get so sad because I never even got to hear that baby's heartbeat. I never even got to hear that baby's heartbeat. And I felt like it was all my fault because I took that Tamiflu when I had the flu. But upon further research, it was it has that side effect to basically kill your baby. Or it has that side, either that or just my body just couldn't handle it. But I honestly think it was Tamiflu because I saw so many stories on the internet about people having miscarried even like at 7 months, 8 months because they took the Tamiflu. I'm gonna have to cut this video short because this is getting too emotional, getting too deep into my feelings. But if you've had a miscarriage, can you comment down below? Let me know how you got through it, how you didn't feel like it was your fault and stuff like that. So January 22nd, 2020, I had to go for a surgery that night to get my baby cleaned out of me. And my husband said that the doctor said if I wouldn't have came in there that day, due to the fact that the baby's been in my body for 2 weeks, and if I would have went any further, I could have possibly died because my body would have went septic. And I'm just like, wow, like all it is, I thought I was just coming here for fluids. That's all I wanted was fluids. I didn't want to leave out of here without my baby. And essentially I did because my baby had passed away already. But this is not going to discourage me because I know that God has something planned for our family. And he has something planned for me. But I just need tips down below of what you do to not really get over it, but you know, like heal from having a miscarriage. And if you have had a miscarriage as I had, how did you get over that? Alright, I'm about to end this video and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.